Greetings, traveler. What brings you this far into the uncharted wilderness? Is it an overwhelming sense of wanderlust that draws you here? Or seeking adventure, perchance? I loathe being the bearer of bad news, but you will find nothing of interest out here. Featherless biped? Oh, how I detest the presence of you creatures. Where there is one, there will be many. If I lacked a better conscience, I would use these talons of mine to rend the flesh from your bones. You mean no harm? That's cute. Is that coming from a place of benevolence, or is it terror? Perhaps the latter, if I were to make an assessment going off of your expression alone. It does appear that you are unarmed and about to perish from fright alone. However, you do look rather droll. Not in a bad way. However, your fearful countenance is rather quaint. Humor me, won't you? What was it that you were searching for out here? Owlman. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid there is no owlman out here. The accounts those erroneous villagers regaled you with are false. I beg your pardon. Perhaps I've misheard, but are you suggesting I'm the Owlman? That's absurd. I can assure you that I am certainly, obviously, not an Owlman. I'm an owl woman. Or an owl lady, if you're so inclined. Certainly, even a creature such as yourself wouldn't be so daft as to make such brazen implications. Now, featherless biped, unless you have any more business, I suggest you leave. What do you mean you're lost? Such an insolent, bothersome creature you are. Coming out here with no sense of direction. Did you at least bring a map? No, of course you didn't. Very well then. If I agree to lead you at least out of the woods, will you promise never to return? I'm not too fond of other beasts in my territory. So, tell me, featherless biped, do we have a deal? Wonderful. Let's make haste then. There's a storm approaching and owlfolk tends to struggle flying in the rain. You've been rather quiet. Do I frighten you? Well, featherless biped, I give you my word that I won't hurt you. I have no reason to trust your kind, seeing as how you've been nothing short of a blight for the Earth Mother. Your kind is always wanting to control and contain what they don't understand, always vying to kill anything they consider to be a monster unless they can exploit us. However, I will gain nothing of personal value from exterminating you. Not all of you are like that. Even if that were hypothetically true, the vast majority are simply vile. let you prove me wrong? Well, you are certainly welcome to try. It is unlikely that our paths will cross again. So, I suppose I can treat this as a learning opportunity. So, how about you tell me about yourself, creature of the village? Do you have a name? Well, from what I'm aware, most featherless bipeds tend to have their titles to which they and others use to refer to them. I was under the impression that you possessed one for yourself. Am I mistaken? So, you want me to stop referring to your ilk as featherless bipeds? Isn't the description rather apt? Very well. Skinwalker won't work because it is already taken. Biped without a beak? Ape without hair? Human. Is that what your kind refers to themselves? What kind of a name is that? Well, it isn't the worst name I ever heard. It is, at the very least, inspired. Very well then, human. So, what moniker should I use for you? That is better. Marginally, at least. Do I have a name? Us, our folk, are solitary creatures. We tend to live alone in our territory, bearing the game of which we hunt. Such labels are trivial to us, since there seldom is anyone around to say them. It isn't sad. It just is. You want to give me a name? I don't suspect it would be injurious. Very well then. You may give me a name. What do I think? Your suggestion is acceptable. You seem rather disappointed. How about I put it this way? I find it to be serviceable regarding its purpose. It functions as a title to which to call me, and I don't feel it to be offensive. Do I like it? While I feel being given a name is somewhat foreign, I can't say that I particularly dislike it. You certainly are a curious creature, aren't you? I desire to learn more about the behavior of humans. Tell me, how do you typically spend your time? I see. What are these movies? Moving images that tell a story? How marvelous! Perhaps not everything you humans do is egregious, after all. I wonder if someday I would be fortunate enough to see one of these pictures. Of course, I find it to be exciting. I rarely have the opportunity to observe the world beyond my domain. So, what prompted you to go searching for an element in the first place? I mean, certainly, other creatures out there are just as interesting. Makale Bembe, that one's fairly popular. Ooh, or Whooperdinger. They're so delightful. So, you've encountered one of my kind in your youth? I see. Well, I suppose that should be reason enough as to why one might desire to seek me out. No, I refuse to believe you're sincerely asking, are we there yet? Does it look like we are? No, we're not lost. I live in these woods and know them like the back of my hand. Or wing? My appendage. Owls are generally known for their wisdom, right? I know what I'm doing. Look, you can see the lights of the village just over the hill. Well, I told you I knew what I was doing. Owl, wisdom, do I have to remind you? Oh, how wonderful. Now it's beginning to rain. I hope you're satisfied. I told you, us owl folk can't handle rain. Our feathers don't take water well. Make it up to me? Yeah. How are you planning to do that? You're offering me refuge from the rain? Well, I don't have a lot of options available. As unfortunate as it may be, I suppose I don't really have a choice, do I? You would put on a movie? Well, I don't reckon it would be that bad. Very well. I'll let you lead the way this time, featherless biped.